It's never been a better time to be alive if you want to monetize what you love, earn a sustainable income in this thing called the creator economy. Personal branding just means modern communications, building your online presence so that people understand you because they can't hire you, they can't purchase anything from you, they can't opt into anything that you offer unless they first understand you. It's not logos, it's not anything like that. It's the most important thing. If you're a career professional, an executive, an online business owner, content creator, it's the most important thing. And this show, Office Hours with yours truly, is all about helping. We're here to help. So make sure you come on back. And if you have a question, make sure you ask it. This is the greatest live stream show on planet Earth. Welcome. You like this? You like my little dance there? I did my little dance there. How's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome to another episode of Office Hours with yours truly. It is I, Professor Nez. I am your personal branding coach, executive career coach, content creator, business owner, author, speaker. I'm so happy to see you guys. It's just so awesome to see you guys. Welcome. Come on in. We got some people coming in. Make sure you share this out because y'all know sharing is caring. And I'm just so excited to see you guys. It's great to see you. This show is brought to you by BeyondTheBoxAcademy.com. This is an academy that I personally have created from the ground up. It is a place where you can go and you can actually go deeper. I've got a ton of free content, but you can actually go deeper. Find out, where do I even begin, Nez? What do you mean personal branding? What do you mean content creation? I'm a dentist living in, Scranton, Ohio. What do I need to worry about the internet for? I am a plumber living in New Mexico. Why do I have to be, somebody who cares about personal brand? Why do I have to understand the online ecosystem? I've got unbelievable, amazing courses for you. They've been marked down significantly because of COVID. And so now's your time to really jump in. Make sure you go check out BeyondTheBoxAcademy.com. Welcome everybody. It's good to see you. We got Lewis in the house. Good to see you. If you have any questions, I would love it if you could leave your question in the pinned comment. On LinkedIn, it's not a pinned comment. They don't have pinned comments yet, but it should be in the comments there. Good to see you, Brian. How are you? Frank Gallo in the house, who's a client of mine. Frank, I hope you have a lot of questions. It's great to see you. Benji Travis, how are you, sir? On LinkedIn, great to see you here. Irf, that's right. Stella is in the house. Good to see you. My mod squad, Jonathan, fantastic to see you. Zeke-tastic, I love that name of that channel. Fantastic. Canbar is in the house. Cambar, I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not saying that right, I apologize. We've got Sweeney in the house. Good to see you. George Fisher. If you're listening to this on the podcast, I would love for you to be here live. And another thing I wanted to add too, I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys, a lot of DMs on Instagram, a lot of emails talking about, hey Nez, what do you use when you go live? It seems to be so awesome. You can bring people's comments up. You can bring people in the chat. You can bring overlays like this. Let me show you this. You can bring really cool logos and branding, things like that. We've got a ticket taper. Where do you get all this stuff, Nez? Well, I have in the show notes on the podcast and in the description of this video and pretty much all my videos, I've got two links that are really important. Number one, I am a partner of StreamYard, so full disclosure, I'm a partner of theirs. And I have a link for a free trial. I've been live streaming for over 5+ years. I mean, I'm an early adopter of Periscope, LinkedIn Live, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. I love, live streaming was really my first real kind of video content creation medium was live streaming. I love live streaming. This is why I love doing this every single week and hanging out with y'all. And so I've tried them all. I've pretty much tried every platform you can imagine. Some have come and gone. Some are still here. I mean, if you have a name, I've pretty much used it. And so I've used them all. And so this one, to me, this is just my opinion, full disclosure, I am a partner. I believe it's the best. The reason I'm a partner of theirs, the reason I vouch for them is because it's just so simple, easy to use, and you can really communicate and create a powerful live stream that really maximizes engagement. That's the name of the game, y'all. It's not followers, subscribers. It's about engagement. It's about views. It's about building community. It's about creating an atmosphere where people feel welcome and people can actually feel a part of something. That's what's going to help you. Your asset is your audience. As a content creator, as a business, as a brand, your asset is your audience. Your asset are the people who have decided that you're their go-to person. And so this is really important to me. So I don't share anything. I'm not partnering with anything, unless I believe in it first. And so a lot of you have been also asking me, Nez, what kind of gear do you use? Nez, what kind of microphone, lighting, camera? I also have a link in the show notes and in the description down below for all the gear that I use. Video content, audio content, live streaming gear. There's a link in the description down below. Again, full disclosure, I do get a small commission if you get any of those things, but it's a win-win because these are things that I vouch for, and if you need them, it doesn't cost you any extra money to get it from my link versus going on Amazon directly. So it's really, really a win-win. Great to see you guys. So we got some questions here. We have some questions from last week. Again, in the pinned comment down below. And if you're new to this show, let me just say this really quickly. If you're new to this show, what I want to say is that we go live every single week, okay? Sundays for now at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And this is essentially your chance to ask me anything you want. We've been introducing some really cool things. We had a major cash giveaway. I had so much fun doing that. I'm going to be doing that again. When? You got to show up live to find out. I might be doing it today. Uh-oh. I might be doing it today. I don't know, but you got to stick around to find out. It was so much fun. If you missed our 10,000 subscriber giveaway, it was a lot of fun. Like I had it in my head, like maybe I'll just give away my books, or maybe I'll give away some courses or give away some other things and merchandise. So by the way, the merch store is coming too. I'm working on, trying to create the best stuff possible because I don't want to just, have a merch store. I don't want to just have merch. I want it to be really high quality. So keep your eye, be on the lookout for that. That's coming very, very soon. I decided, you know what? Why don't I just give away cash? Everybody loves cash, right? If you love cash, give me a hashtag yeah in the chat. Give me a hashtag yeah if you love cash. I know my man Lewis got a really big payout. Seti, if you're here, Seti got the grand prize, $100 giveaway. I did it with Venmo. I did it all live. It was so cool. I'm going to be doing that again too. I love giving back, and I thought that was such a cool thing. Instead of giving you my products or what have you, if you want to buy my products with that, you can. But I just thought, you know what? Everybody likes cash. And you know what I had in my head was when I get Christmas gifts from my parents, because my birthday is around Christmas, I usually just tell them, I go, look, instead of buying me like really god-awful socks or sweaters that I have to go return or whatever, I'm happy to, at my age, I'm happy to just accept it, cash. Cash is fine. And so that was kind of what was my thinking. And so it was so much fun to do that. So if you're new here, you not only can you get your questions answered, but you might get some cash. We have fun. You've got an amazing community here. Our mission statement here is bringing humanness to this digitalness. This is the #1 online community. Nez Nation, you guys, it's all about you guys. And I have so much fun hanging out with y'all. Kelly Rivers, she made it, another client of mine. Great to see you, Kelly. Welcome to the chat. Again, there is a pinned questionnaire form. It's really, really short. So if you have questions, yes, make sure you smash that smash button, as we call it. Charlie Dog is in the house. Good to see you, Charlie. We're grateful for you as long as you can stay. So I already have some questions from last week that I haven't gotten to, and I'm going to get to those in just a second, but I want to make sure that you share this out. I want to make sure that you understand what's going on, and I just want to welcome you. Welcome to the live stream. It's always great to see you. We got everybody here. I love it. We got more people coming in. This is just fantastic, and I'm going to get to your questions right now. So let's get to it. Let's get to it, shall we? If you've hit that like button and you give me a hashtag, yeah. I don't know why you need hashtag. You actually don't need hashtag. You can just say yeah for cash. Yeah, you know, we're approaching 11,000 subscribers really quickly, and I said this last week. I'm not just going to do it for milestones. I just feel like it was so much fun doing the Wheel of Names, and I felt like a game show host. I kind of feel like secretly I've always wanted to be a game show host. Mr. Beast to me is like the ultimate game show host, right? With what he's doing with his channel. And so it was kind of my like molecule, you know, contribution or little small tiny microscopic feeling of what it must feel like to be Mr. Beast, even though he gives out hundreds of thousands of dollars and I'm only giving out hundreds. But still, it was so much cool, and I love it. I'm going to be doing that a lot more often, so you got to make sure you show up here. Podcast listeners, I want you to be here. Yeah, Lewis, I'm going to do that, by the way, because I'm not really happy with some of the prototypes of the merch. So Lewis, definitely, and do me a favor, DM me too when you get a chance, and DM me whatever resources you have. I would really, really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Okay, so let's get to the questions. We have a question from last week from Angie. Is Angie here? Growing with Angie, who's an awesome creator that we connected on Clubhouse. I know a lot of you guys I've connected with on Clubhouse. Follow me on Clubhouse. I'm hosting a ton of rooms just like this where we talk about the creator economy. We talk about building your brand and your business online, earning more income, growing faster. We talk about all those things. Make sure you follow me on Clubhouse as well. Same handle, Professor Nez. Okay, so Angie says, Angie, if you're here, give me a yeah in the chat. If you're here. Thank you, Lewis. I really appreciate that. The mod squad is in the house. Great to see you. So Angie says, my affiliate videos do great, but trying to expand my garden reach and show I have more value and do more vlog style like other huge YT channels. Those videos are not hitting like the home and garden TV style reviews. How do I open my niche just a bit so I'm not locked into just that affiliate? I love that. Wait for YT, or am I being impatient? Channel started in January. Yes, you're definitely being impatient. And I understand that. I understand that. But this is, I'm going to, it's a kind of a long question, so I'm going to copy this and bring it up for the chat. I love this question. This is fantastic. What a great question. So I'm going to bring this up. This is Angie's chat right here. So this is Angie's question right here. Brendan Sparks in the house. Good to see you. Hit that like button. Make sure you share this out, y'all, because sharing is caring. I would really appreciate that. So how do you open up your niche so you're not locked into just that affiliate? So one of the things, especially if you started in January, I think the real important thing, Angie, and you're probably not going to like this answer. You know, I said this in a Clubhouse room the other day, talking to Levi. Levi, if you're here, give me a yeah. Gauging Gadgets in the house. Good to see you, Double G, in the house. It's really, really important that you wear the clothes of YouTube. You taste, the experience. You really immerse yourselves in the platform, whatever platform you choose, whether it's LinkedIn, podcasting, Instagram, YouTube. Every experience is different. Every audience expectation is different. And so there's nothing wrong with experimenting with different mediums. Like, you could do vlog style. As a matter of fact, I encourage you to. I mean, to me, vlogging is like, it's just another creative way, as long as you're kind of staying true and consistent to, what you're talking about, which I know you're talking about gardening on your channel, Angie. Doesn't matter what the medium is. Doesn't matter if you're doing vlogs, short form, shorts. Doesn't matter if you're doing live streams, doesn't matter if you're doing reaction videos, whatever it is, as long as it's under that umbrella of that value proposition, you're fine. You can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. You can experiment. But yeah, I would be remiss if I didn't say that this is it's even like inappropriate to call it a long game. You know, people say it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. With YouTube, it's neither. It's not a sprint, it's not a marathon. It's Iron Man, maybe even Iron Man 5X. If you can imagine that. You know, my main channel, I started in 2016. I had a family channel before that. Now I've got another channel that's doing remarkably well. We're this close. We have like 997 subscribers. We've got over 70 hours of watch time on this brand new channel. We just passed 150,000 cumulative views on this brand new niche channel that my wife and I started. I'm not even sharing it. And some people don't even believe me, and I don't care. I'm so excited about this new channel. When I get it monetized and I really get it cooking because it's so perfect. I mean, I haven't shared this channel with anybody. Nobody in the chat, none of my mods, nobody knows what this channel is, this brand new channel. I will reveal that. Who knows? Maybe I'll reveal it on this channel, but not for a while because its audience, YouTube has recognized very specifically who the perfect audience is. YouTube knows exactly who to surface my videos to, okay? My top 2 traffic sources are the most important traffic sources, homepage and browse, homepage and suggested. So all those are all under the, title of YouTube recommendations, homepage, browse, and suggested. And those are my top 2 traffic sources. I'm not on search. I have 0 search traffic on these new videos. I've really followed, the formula that, no, I'm not a sponsor, no sponsor, but I've been dissecting, Daryl Eves. I had Daryl Eves on the show not that long ago. I had Benji on the show not that long ago, who's got another great book, and so I followed that formula, and I'm telling you guys right now, I feel I've got such a great grasp on YouTube that's why I talk about it a lot on Clubhouse. And that's why I coach. Like Frank is a client of mine. Kelly Rivers is a client of mine. I'm able to give advice where people are actually getting amazing results. I can't remember if Steven is here. Steven, who's got, I think, 100,000 subscribers or more, he's seen exponential growth on his channel because of my consulting. I love YouTube. I eat, sleep, and breathe it. I'm obsessed with it. And so, but my point is, I know this is kind of a long diatribe. I apologize. Took years. And you know what? In those 5-6 years, I almost equate that with 20 years because I literally was doing it every single day, 6-7 hours a day. I was in my analytics, experimenting, testing, trying out new content. On my main channel, I've got over 450 uploads on my main channel. How many uploads do you have on your channel? Let me know in the chat. Give me your number. How many uploads do you have? How many uploads do you have on your channel? I guarantee you hardly anybody's got over 100. I've got over 450 on my main channel. Let me know in the chat, how many uploads do you have? Thank you so much, Frank. I really appreciate that. And Frank, very appreciative of you. I know you're doing fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. Yeah, Charlie, if you're thinking about investing in a new camera, I've got a lot of great recommendations, again, in the chat. In the description. Oh, look at that. Gauging Gadget has it. Wow. Gauging Gadget has 1,000 plus. Jonathan has 135. Congratulations. Frank has 35. Lewis has 89. That's awesome. Stella has 55. Cool. Sweeney has 200 plus. Nano's in the house. How you doing, Luis? Luis has 113. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, guys, it's not a sprint. It's not a marathon. It is Iron Man. It's Iron Man. Maybe even Iron Man 10X. I mean, you got to understand, just like with anything, you want 6-pack abs, it's not going to happen in 6 months. It's not going to happen in 12 months. You'll get there, you'll get closer there, but not only when you get the actual six pack, like I know anything about six pack abs, but you have to sustain that, maintain that, because everything changes. Diets change, food change, your schedule changes. You might relocate, change careers, whatever. Your lifestyle changes. It's all of those moving parts need to be symbiotic. YouTube is always changing. I mean, look at YouTube. YouTube Shorts. They're monetizing channels that are not in the partner program. They're constantly updating us on search and discoverability and what are the best methodologies. They're constantly changing policies. You have to always be adapting. That's why I say, not only to my clients, but to you guys, the greatest skill set in the 21st century is adaptation. As a matter of fact, what am I saying? It's the greatest skill set for all time. It really is. Look at this, Benji, 4,000 plus. And Benji he's got a YouTube empire. But look at that. I mean, I don't know if you guys know who Malcolm Gladwell is, but he has a book called The 10,000 Hours, what it really takes to be good at something. And basically, just to break it down simply, he says it takes 10,000 hours plus, to be good at something, to really understand the craft, hone your skills. And that's absolutely true. I feel like I've put in probably 100,000 hours on YouTube because it's done so much for my business. It's done so much for my brand. And so, Angie, I don't know if you're here, but I just want you to know. No problem, Charlie. That's okay. No problem at all. Don't worry about it. I just want you to know that you started in January. That's like nothing. It's a pea in the pond. I mean, it's you've got so much more to go. Build your audience, hone your craft. I know we all want to monetize quickly. We all want to make money. We all want to turn this into a business. That's fantastic. That's awesome. There's a lot of simpler ways to do that. Look, my consulting agency, I responded to all the RFPs with one single YouTube video. And I can tell you without a breath or hair of hyperbole, without a shadow of exaggeration, 9 out of 10, maybe even 9.5 out of 10 clients said, Nez, the reason I hired you was because of your video. And this was a video that I put on YouTube, that I optimized for YouTube. I optimized it in a way that comes up, it ranks for my specific niche and my authority. And I'm using it basically to respond to RFPs. If you don't know what an RFP is, a request for proposal, I'm using it almost like a CRM tool, and it three-dimensionalizes me. That's why I am so jazzed on video. That's why I love creating videos. Results really breed confidence, right? Results really motivate, right? And so I'm telling you, there's no other platform, in my opinion, like my business sleeps and really resides on YouTube and LinkedIn. And LinkedIn has been a huge catalyst for that. And I know everything there is to know about LinkedIn. But I would almost say that LinkedIn is new to the video game. LinkedIn is new to the personal branding game. Whereas YouTube has been around for so long and they're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and their audience size, their monthly viewers, their monthly user size, everything is just growing exponentially. This is the place to be. I'm telling you, this is the place to be. I don't think I answered your question though, Angie. Bryce, good to see you. Bryce, good to see you. It's fantastic to see you. Yeah, Stella, isn't that great? That is fantastic. So don't worry about it, Angie. So basically, build your audience, build your community. Is there such a thing as maybe going after brand deals too early? Maybe. I think maybe there is, because I can't beat around the bush. There's no harm in asking. There's no harm in building that negotiation tool set. Because you got to learn how to do that, and that takes practice. And how do you practice? Nothing like experience teaches. But yeah, I do think I wouldn't be doing you service if I didn't say that brands want conversions, and brands are savvy. Brands are smart. They can tell how many views you're getting on your channel. And, depending on who you ask, depending on who you go to, in the beginning, it might be a little bit tough because you haven't built that asset. The number one leverageable thing in the creator economy is your audience. And so build that audience. It takes time. Just keep going. I promise you, this is the best time to be a content creator. And the fastest rising business right now is content creator, being a content creator. I kind of equate them as both being the same, really. I really do. I think a content creator, business owner go hand in hand. It's good to see you, Bryce. Make sure you hit that like button as you're coming in here. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the pinned comment. On YouTube, there's a pinned comment. On LinkedIn, there should be the questionnaire form should be there too, as well as Facebook. It should all be there. So please make sure that you do that. If you're just joining us, welcome. Okay, if you're just joining us, welcome to the show. You're watching Office Hours with yours truly. I am your personal branding coach, content creator, YouTube lover. I love YouTube. I love video. I'm actually speaking at the People of Video conference. I'll give you more details as we get closer. That's happening in October. I'm very excited about that. You get to ask me anything you want. And you don't just get me. Like, look at who's in the chat. This is what's awesome. Like, I really look at myself as just a facilitator. You know, like, it's the same thing with my business communication classes. I tell my students this all the time. I get inspired and learn from you just as much as I hope you get inspired from me. We're collaborating here. You're a human being. You have your 2 cents. This Nez Nation audience, why I call it the greatest online community, period. You're not just getting me, who's been in the online space for over 2 decades, but you're also getting like amazing content creators, podcasters, business owners, executives, professionals. You're getting amazing people here in the chat. So, you know, you can draw upon all of our knowledge, be a part of this community. Come hang out with us every Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I want to see you here, podcast listeners. I want to see you here, replay viewers. And if you are a replay viewer, give me a hashtag replay in the chat. I'd love to know if you're a replay viewer. That would mean a lot to me. Okay, so Angie, you're doing fantastic. Nothing wrong with experimenting. Do your thing. And I promise you it's going to work. I promise you it's going to work, okay? Felix, Edom Felix, let's see. Our next question here is from Lighthouse. The channel name is Lighthouse 9JATV. I know Lighthouse. Lighthouse, are you here? Give me a hashtag yeah if you're here. I'm going to put her question in the chat. Angie, I hope that helps. DM me on Instagram if you want me to go deeper on that, and I'm happy to do that. This is Lighthouse's question. I'm putting it up here on the screen right now. Let's see what Lighthouse asks. It says, Item Felix. I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not saying that right, I apologize. Correct me. I will be giving a free online class on video editing tomorrow. Looking for a good platform to be doing it, Nez. Tell me the right platform to put your free online class on video editing. Okay, is it Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube? Okay, this is a great question. This is a fantastic question. I have a feeling this awesome Nez Nation community, you guys, are going to know exactly where I'm going to go with this. Let me know in the comments. Answer this question, all you smart, intelligent content creators, business owners, professionals in the chat. You know exactly. I'm not going to look at the chat. I'm going to give you my answer, but I guarantee you it's going to be the same. Good to see you, Ahmad. Ahmad is in the house. Channel member. Good to see you, Ahmad. Welcome. Welcome, Ahmad. It's always great to see you. So Lighthouse, if you're there, I hope you're there. If you're watching on the replay, give me a hashtag replay in the comments. Where you build or where you share content, where you build your brand is all contingent upon one main thing, okay? Number one, and I would say it's maybe tied for first, these two, but really, you know, you got to adopt this service mindset. And so number one, it's where does your audience play? Look at that. I didn't even look at the chat. And then look who comes up. Lewis, I love it. By the way, Lewis, did you know that I was on your live stream last night? I was a little bit upset with you, Lewis. You didn't give me any recognition, man. I I was like, Lewis, I'm here. Come on, man. No, Lewis has a great channel. Lewis has a great live stream show. He's just doing fantastic stuff. And so it's so nice to see you, Lewis, as always. But look at that. Lewis says it best. Where is your audience? You got to really know, Lighthouse. You got to really know where your audience plays. If it's B2B, business owners, professionals, maybe it's LinkedIn. Are they Gen Z? What's your demographic? Are they 18 to 24-year-olds? Maybe it's TikTok. Maybe it's Instagram. Are they 45 and older? Maybe it's Facebook. So really, like I believe I love repurposing content, and to me, I love multicasting, which is why I'm multi-streaming on different platforms right now. To me, it's like if NBC, CNN, Fox, and CBS all gave you free airtime, would you just say, hey, I'm only going to take ABC? To me, it's like, why not, right? If you can do it simply with a tool like StreamYard, and there's other tools, but this is the tool that I back because I use it, and it's so awesome. Okay, thank you, Lewis. I'll check the replay. Okay, I want it fast, man. When I come on there, you got to be like, wait, stop everything. Nez is here. I'm just teasing. I'm totally joking. Totally joking. Love you, Lewis. It's so good to see you, man. So yeah, I would say, take advantage of these beautiful technologies. You have opportunities that we didn't have, and you can do a free trial of StreamYard. Again, link in the description or link in the show notes. I just think like, man, if you're going to do a free live online class on editing, definitely focus on the platform where your audience eats, sleeps, and breathes, but why not multi-stream that out? You guys, I can't tell you how many times. Really good example. This happened over the pandemic. One of my heroes on radio, Dr. Benjamin Fuchs, who's just doing amazing stuff. He's a pharmacist who basically he broke away from the traditional pharmacological ideologies. And he's just a brilliant guy. He started a business where he is basically helping people to be healthy without, pharmaceuticals. And he's just a brilliant dude. I mean, he's brilliant, very passionate. He just happened to be, randomly on my Facebook Live. He somehow got alerted to it, or he somehow popped on to my Facebook Live. This was during the pandemic. He watched a few minutes and he started commenting, and I was like starting to sweat. I was like, oh my God, one of my radio heroes. When I was an adjunct professor back in the day, I would, work all hours and be driving on, the 91 freeway, terrible freeways, teaching classes wherever I could, because being an adjunct professor is one of the lowliest positions you could ever want. I mean, adjunct professors get treated like dirt. And I was happy to do it because I love teaching, right? This is when I left my mother's leather shoe business. And I used to listen to him all the time. And look at the beautiful thing of this thing called the internet. Look at the beautiful magic of this thing called live streaming, of this thing called content creation, these are all free platforms, guys. YouTube is free. You can start a channel right now. You can start a Facebook page right now. You can start a LinkedIn profile right now. I mean, it's all free. It's insane. And if you really create value and understand your audience, you can make money doing this. It's just insane. And so he came on and he was like, dude, I love your energy. I'm going to have you come on our radio show. And I was a guest on his radio show. If you want to check out that video, it's in my playlist on my YouTube channel, guest appearances. I was on Dr. Benjamin Fuchs' radio broadcast. I was so nervous because he's a hero of mine. I think I did okay, but he basically had me on and talked about, online business and content creation and personal branding. But oh my God, it was nerve-wracking. And this is just what I'm saying. Imagine if I only went live on YouTube. Imagine, and that actually, by the way, that radio appearance afforded me a ton of clients, by the way. When I say a ton, I got really, I earned money just showing up, just being there, just being myself. I didn't sell, I didn't pitch. This is the essence of personal branding, y'all. You can make money doing this, but personal branding is about developing a relationship first. There's nothing wrong with direct selling. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that in buying YouTube pre-roll ads, Facebook, Instagram ads. I've consulted plenty of e-commerce stores. I used to have a couple of e-commerce stores. I mean, I have one now, but it's different. It's not necessarily physical products. There's nothing wrong with direct selling, but the beautiful thing about personal branding, and I think even, every business needs to understand this, is don't get it twisted. You need to develop relationships. It's about developing relationships before you ask. It's about creating an atmosphere of, hey, this is what I do. Hey, this is what you do. Let's get to know each other and see if we're a good fit. It's actually more authentic. I mean, every business should be adopting this. Every business cannot afford to not do this. And so that's just one example. If I only went live on YouTube, or if I only went live on Periscope, I would have missed that opportunity of meeting my hero. So why not? Why not? Good to see you, George. Fantastic to see you. I'm only on LinkedIn now. Very nice. Good for you, George. I know I see you on LinkedIn a lot. Great to see you. Jonathan says, go where your audience already is. Go to them all at once. Love it. Love it. Love the Nez Nation audience. Hey, guys, if you're just joining us, welcome to Office Hours with your personal branding coach, me, Professor Nez. I run a branding agency with my wife where we help executives, professionals, and business owners create a compelling message online so they can earn more, grow faster, and stress less. I'm also a content creator with multiple streams of revenue, my YouTube channel, my podcast, so much more. And I'm here to share everything I know, as well as this unbelievable, beautiful community, Nez Nation. So welcome to the show. Make sure you hit that like button and make sure you subscribe because we go live every single week. Sundays, for now, although that might change, it's important you hit the bell notification or wherever you are watching this or listening to this, make sure you subscribe and click all because, summertime, family time, everything's changing. I might change the times. So please, please, please make sure. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Lewis. Lewis has the link. My main mod has the link right there in the chat if you want to go check out that radio show. It was so fun. So awesome. Okay, let's keep cooking. There is a pinned questionnaire in the comments. Please ask your question. Okay, Frank has a question. Good to see you, Frank. Frank says, Frank has a YouTube. Frank has a YouTube question here, and we got some great tech people in the house. Sounds like he's got a technical question here. Frank says, hey, Nez, how do I get my thumbnails to be high resolution? I've tried everything I know, but vidIQ still says it's not high resolution. Okay, what are you using? It depends on what you're using to create your thumbnails, and what resolution are you using to create them in. Okay, are they pictures? I completely agree. High resolution is very, very powerful. You want to try to have as high resolution as possible. But it depends on what you're using. What are you using to actually create the images? What are you using to actually create those thumbnails? And so let me know. Let me know if what you're using. We got some great tech people in the house here. We got Lewis. Tom Nash is in the house. Tom Nash says, I'm ready for my close-up. Now we can start. Good to see you, Tom. How are you, man? Tom has a fantastic channel where I love his channel because him and CoffeeZilla, I just love your guys' stuff because you guys actually go after the people in my industry that make me look bad, that make the real people who are just telling you the truth, that it's not all coconuts and yachts. You're going after the people who are basically giving the consulting coaching industry a terrible name. So I love you guys. It's so good to see you, Tom. How's everything going? Hope you're doing really, really well. Yeah, so Lewis says, yes, that has to do with export settings. Yep, exactly. So he says he's using Canva. Yeah, I mean, I use Canva too, although I do have Canva Pro. So I have a paid version of it. I love Canva. I think Canva, because I'm not a graphic designer at all, but I obsess over thumbnails. and I still think I suck. I'm trying to get better every single time. But yeah, it's really important that you focus. I will say this. It's really, really important that you focus on your thumbnails and your titles before you ever hit record. This is the packaging of your video. And so, having a high click-through rate, whenever you get an impression is basically any time YouTube surfaces your video to a viewer, whether it's on homepage, browse, search, whatever traffic source. Now that, YouTube has identified, okay, this is a topic of interest and they've given you a shot. The algorithm is giving you a shot by giving you an impression. Now it's your job to make sure that they click. And your thumbnail, I don't care how good your video is. I don't care if you're Stanley Kubrick. If your video is not good, if your thumbnail doesn't grab attention and ensnare and win that click, so to speak, or earn that click, it's all for naught. So, I try to take high resolution pictures. I try to take, high definition, everything, so it could be the way that you're actually creating them. It may have nothing to do with Canva. It probably has to do with the way that you create them. And so Lewis is the guy to talk to. DM Lewis, Frank. As a matter of fact, Frank is a client of mine, Lewis. And so I'll be happy to share Frank's email with Lewis. If you want to DM him on Twitter and Instagram, there's a reason why I made Lewis a mod, because Lewis has helped me a lot with technical stuff. And yep, I agree with Tom Nash. Lewis is the man. So check out, make sure you connect with Lewis, or just send me an email, Frank, and I'll connect you with Lewis myself. This is what I love. You see, this is what I love about a Nez Nation live stream. All these unbelievable content creators, professionals, people with like-minded goals, connecting in the chat. I love that. You have no idea how much I love that. I really, really love that. So yeah, so that's kind of a technical question, Frank. And here's the thing too. I want to say this because Frank, I know, has pivoted into doing amazing Italian cuisines and cooking with his channel, which was a little bit, it was a complete 180, right? We completely changed your channel because that's what you're passionate about. And you're growing, by the way, Frank. You're doing great. Here's the thing I want to say. This is a part of the process too. Remember how I said YouTube is not a marathon, it's Iron Man? This is a part of the process too. All these little peccadillos, all these little intricate details, editing, camera, lighting, setup, framing, shooting, color grading, all these little things, you know what I mean? Like exporting, importing, tagging. These are the things that come with the territory. And this is why I say, don't have unrealistic expectations at the beginning. You've got to really taste YouTube. You've got to wear the clothes. And it takes time for those clothes to break in. It just takes time. Think of it like building a business. Nobody builds a business overnight. Nobody even usually profits from a business when they first started. In the first 2, 3, sometimes 5 years. I'm not trying to dissuade you. I'm not saying that you can't make a profit. You can. I'm just saying that have realistic expectations. You're building something hopefully for the long term, because that's what it takes to be successful in this ecosystem. The exact opposite of all the people Tom Nash goes after in Godzilla. I almost called him Godzilla. Coffeezilla goes after. The exact opposite. All these people who promise you, I get these ads all the time on YouTube. All these people that promise you, hey, you can make $1 million tomorrow, just follow this, follow that. Make sure you follow my Instagram growth class or buy my, coaching program, and you're going to make $1 billion tomorrow. I mean, that stuff, that stuff's for the birds. And it's amazing. It must be successful. Like, people are obviously, what totally pains me is that it's got to be successful because they keep running ads. So it's got to be successful, right? I mean, they're not stupid. They're immoral for doing that, and they're unethical, but I know they're not stupid. They're just harnessing their intelligence in nefarious ways. But it must be working. So if it's working, it just pains me that it's working. Okay, Benji. Benji, are you in the house? Benji is here. Benji's such a sweetheart. Benji already knows. Benji knows so much about this stuff. He's just a master at what he does. I love. He and I have recently connected. It's funny because I was connecting with his partner before I met Benji on Clubhouse. I was connecting with Sean Cannell, and me and Sean had some amazing rooms and amazing conversations. And it's just so awesome to meet Benji too and hang out with Benji. Benji, if you're still here, let me know. Give me a yeah in the chat. Benji asks, branding before content or content creating your brand? Branding before content or content creating your brand? Ooh, I love that question. That's a really good one. I would say that this is what I always do. This is what I always do. It may be both. It depends. But this is what I always say with new clients, or, I talk about this all the time on the channel. And it's as old as time itself. This goes back 2,000 years to Aristotle. When I say that content creation and personal branding is just modern communications, that's all it is. In the old days, we used to take out ads in newspapers. We used to go to assemblies. We used to go hold events, in-person events. We used to have conventions, conferences. We still do, but I'm saying, we used to go door to door, pass out flyers. We would have giveaways, sweepstakes. We'd have all these different things to show, to demonstrate who we are and why maybe perhaps it's worth doing business with us. And so the one thing I would say to that, I love this question, Benji. The one thing I would say to that is this. Okay. What is your purpose? These 3 words. I want everybody to write down these 3 words. If you really want to learn how to do this and do it well, this is your compass. This is your map quest right here. 3 words: purpose, audience, message. Those 3 things. Know what your purpose is. I would literally make a list, make a list of things that you're really, really good at, and that things that you're interested in doing. What are you really, really good at? Are you good at marketing? Are you good at cooking? Are you good at fixing things? Are you good at understanding finance and data and numbers? What are you really, really good at? And what is something that you can actually sustain and you're actually interested in? Make a list of those things. And then on the other side, make a list of, this goes to audience now. Who are the people that could get value from those things? Find an intersection between your purpose and your audience. Okay, so for example, if your passion and you're really, really good at, let's say, I don't want to just say marketing because that's general. Let's say content marketing, or let's say SEO. Search engine optimization. That is something you're passionate about, and that is something everybody says you're good at, and you're really proficient at that. Okay, so then who are the people that would get a lot of value from that? Would it be business owners? Would it be, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, content creators, small businesses, B2B, B2C? Who could get a lot of value from that, right? And then intersect those, so cross those over, make sure there's an intersection. And then comes number 3, message. You need to now craft, now that you know your purpose and you know who would get value from that purpose, now you need to ask yourself, how do I craft a compelling message to reach those people? Very, very important. How do I craft a compelling message to reach those people? Does that make sense? Give me a yeah in the chat, or give me a yes in the chat if that makes sense. Does that make sense, guys? Some reason I'm not picking up. Let's see here. Okay. Some reason I'm not picking up. Okay, yes. Okay, we got some. Okay, here we go. It looked like the stream froze for a second, at least on my end. Okay, Jonathan says yes. Good. Nano says yes. So that's a really interesting question. I love that. I love that, Benji. Branding before content or content creating your brand. if you know your brand and you know your purpose, then it's a lot easier. I would say for some people who maybe don't know, some people who are like, I'm not sure, have fun with it. Go after it. Test, experiment, do different things. And don't be afraid to change. It's okay to change. Don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid to, I did it. I mean, I did it a lot. I started my main channel, really talking about mindset and mental health because it's a very serious topic with me. It's something that I, have suffered debilitating anxiety and depression as a young man. And I've been studying the mind for over 2 decades, and I had a lot to say about that. But then I also was building businesses online. I have a lot of experience with business. I also teach business and communications at the university. Thank you, George. George says yes. Thank you, Ahmad. Ahmad says yes. I'm telling you guys right now, this is the exact formula I use with my clients. Just those 3 words: purpose, audience, message. That's the apex for creating a business. That's the apex for getting a promotion, winning an interview, creating a compelling resume and LinkedIn profile. That's the apex of, really relationships, any relationship, personal or professional. Know who you're talking to and know how to treat them. That is going to get them to understand you. It's not selling. It's not forcing. It's just communication. It's just communication, and it's the most powerful skill. And I'm not the only one who says that. People talk about technical skills. Your technical skills are fantastic, but 85% of your financial success, listen to this, y'all, 85% of your financial success, I would say 95, I'm just being generous, comes from your ability to communicate, negotiate, and your personality. You got to be able to communicate. You don't have to, and personality really should be replaced with authenticity. And most of you guys know this. Thank you, Benji. I hope you're still around. Always good to see you, and thank you for contributing. Hey, if you're just joining us, you're watching Office Hours with yours truly. I am Professor Nez, your personal branding coach, content creator, media company, live streamer, podcaster, executive career coach, author, speaker, and I absolutely love inspiring. More important than all, I am an inspirer, and I love inspiring you to grow your impact and income online, just like I have. And so I love helping, and that's what this is all about. There is a pinned questionnaire in the comments that you could ask your question. Leave a question. It's a very simple form. It's just 2 or 3 questions. It just helps me to kind of identify, it just helps me to kind of keep things in order, all the questions and everything. And so, Sweeney, it's always good to see you, brother. Sweeney, it's always good to see you. Okay, Frank has given his email, I'm assuming, to Lewis. So, Lewis, there you go right there. YT is just acting up. Okay, good. Yeah, I was wondering what was going on because it looked like I wasn't getting... I wasn't getting a lot of feedback here. So fantastic. Oh, thank you so much, Frank. Yeah, Frank, I think you and I would love to work with you again. And so give me an email too, Frank. I have no problem helping you. And that goes for anybody. If you want to grow your brand and business on YouTube, reach out to me. Okay. My email is, you can always reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to me. My email is nez@professornez.com. If you need help with your personal brand, if you need help with online business growth, if you need help with your career, email me at nez@professornez.com. I will be happy to communicate with you. And while we're on that front, I would love it if you, before we get to the next question, I would love it if you become a Nez Nation Insider. Become a Nez Nation Insider today, where you get all the greatest up-to-date modern information and help so you can grow your business, you can grow your brand, make real, serious money. I mean, sustainable money. You don't have to make millions, okay? Most of us would do really, really well, would be super grateful for just an extra $500 to $2,000 a month. It's so feasible. How would you like $2,000 extra a month? Give me a hashtag me in the chat. How many of you would love to have an extra couple grand a month? I know I would. Hello. Oh, thank you so much, Nano. That really means a lot to me. Nano says, I'm always taking notes on Professor Nez's live streams. Thank you so much. Become an insider today. Go to professornez.com/insider. Okay. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that question, Benji. I don't know if Benji is still here, but I really, really appreciate it. Frank has another question for us. Again, if you have questions, there is a questionnaire form in the chat. You know, I was talking about this, the reason why it's so important to build and create an asset that you own, aka an email list. As much as I love YouTube, as much as I love podcasting and content creation, you know, these platforms are not mine. I don't own these platforms. And you want to go from renting to ownership, because we are building, you don't want to build your empire on rented property, because these platforms are changing, constantly changing. They're constantly evolving. And worst case scenario, I really hope to God nobody in the Nez Nation community has to experience this, but some greater channels than myself, some greater influencers than myself have experienced this. Some creators have had their entire channel deleted without any warning. My man Patty Galloway, who's an amazing YouTube creator, one of his friends who had over 125,000 subscribers, just woke up one day, got an email saying your channel has been deleted, and all of his work, all of his videos, all of his revenue vanished like that. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to dissuade you from creating on these amazing platforms, but put some systems in place. That's why I want you guys to join the Nez Nation Insider Club, because when you become an insider, I have access to you. And God forbid, if I lose touch with you on these platforms, I can always get a hold of you and you can get a hold of me. So love that. Great to see you guys. Okay, we got another question from Frank. Become an insider today, y'all. We got another question from Frank. So Frank asks, again, if you have a question, there is a questionnaire form in the pinned comment. Make sure you go check that out and just fill it out. It's 2 questions, I think, or maybe even less than that. Just fill it out. It takes 2 seconds just so I can get your questions and have it organized. Is there a specific setting for monetization, or does it automatically happen based on view hours? Okay, so Frank, if you're talking about YouTube, there's a threshold that you have to meet. So you have to have 4,000 hours of watch time, and you must have at least 1,000 subscribers within a 12-month calendar period, okay? And once you hit that threshold, you have to ask and request. You can do this ahead of time too, by the way. If you go into your analytics and you click on monetization, it'll tell you how far you've come and how far away you are from monetizing, and then there'll be a little thing you can click underneath saying notify me by email when I'm eligible. Excuse me. And then what they'll do is they'll notify you when you're eligible, and you have to apply, I believe. It's been so long. I'm about to do it for my new channel, another channel I created in January. But it's been so long for me. I think I applied, and then they review it, and then they give you, they give you their assessment, and based on their review, you get monetized. And so basically it's not automatic either. You have to go and monetize your videos. I can show you all that stuff too, Frank, if we ever do work again together, which I hope we do. But yeah, it's really not that complicated. This is also something that you could just search on Google and find out what are the methodologies, what's the process for becoming a member of the YouTube Partner Program. So that's basically the AdSense revenue model of shared revenue on YouTube, is the YouTube Partner Program, where you have to apply once you hit that threshold of at least 1,000 subscribers. I mean, the verbiage is really weird because I checked it very recently. One sentence said over 1,000, and then another one said at least. So I don't know what it is. Do I need 1,001? I don't know. I think it's just 1,000 within 12 months. Imad says $2,000 extra wouldn't hurt. I'm all for it. Yeah, exactly. I love it. I love it, dude. I absolutely love it. That's so cool. Welcome everybody. Good to see you guys. I'm so excited to see you guys. I love seeing you guys on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook. It's so great to see you guys. Again, if you have a question, leave it in the questionnaire. Frank, I hope that helped, and I hope that makes sense. Frank has another one. Oh boy, Frank, you're dominating the questions today. I love it. So Frank has another question. He left in the questionnaire form. Frank, I love it. You're the man, Frank. Really quickly, before I get to that, though, I just want to say, make sure that you become an insider because, and here's the thing, too, I'm very respectful of your inbox. I'm not one of these people who bombards your inbox. I only send you an email when I have the latest, greatest, or any kind of piece of content that's really groundbreaking and something that absolutely requires your urgency and your necessity to check it out. Because I only want to give you the most helpful. I only want to give you the best of the best. And that's what I'm going to do. Yep, that's exactly right, Nano. Very good. Okay, we do have another question. We do have another question from Frank. I'm going to bring that up in the chat right now. Again, if you have any questions, there is a questionnaire form in the comments. Make sure you fill that out. And so Frank is asking about a tool. Okay, Frank is asking about a tool that he is asking which one is better. Do you like vidIQ? I currently have the free version. Is upgrading a good idea? Great question. I'm going to ask that. Hey, Alicio, I hope I'm saying that right. Yo, man, I want to say, dude, I'm so stoked on you, brother. Great to have you here in the Nez Nation Live stream that we go live every single week. We do an office hours. I also have guests on. I've had Benji Travis, Daryl Eves, Nick Nimmin. I've had a lot of great people, content creators, business owners, New York Times best-selling lists on the stream before. Welcome to it. It's good to see you. I hope I'm saying that right too. If it's Alicio, I hope I'm saying that right. You let me know. But man, I got to say, man, I love your show. I've been checking out your show. I love your content creators on the come up. I love that show, and I think you're doing fantastic, man. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Make sure you hit that like button as you come on in and share this out because y'all know, you guys know this, that sharing is caring. We all know that sharing is caring. So make sure that you share this out. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let me get to your question here, Frank. Do you think vidIQ is a good service to use? I currently have the free version. Is upgrading a good idea? Now, those of you who don't know what vidIQ is a Chrome plugin that it acts as an extension, and basically it's a great tool to help you optimize your videos, and it gives you some really cool data in very interesting ways. It even has this cool feature called the channel audit, which tells you how your channel's been doing and what are some I love the competitors kind of feature. It tells you what are other channels in your niche doing. Look at their thumbnails, their performances. I also, as far as like keywords, and this goes for TubeBuddy too, I think as far as keywords go and things like that, it's pretty useless. And I've really gone far away from using those tools for keyword research. I think using the YouTube search bar is just as powerful, if anything. Now, I prefer vidIQ over TubeBuddy, even though I use both, but I prefer vidIQ. I think vidIQ is just a more accurate tool. However, I have the legend level on TubeBuddy. I do not have the same level on vidIQ. But here's the deal. It depends on how you want to use it. Good to see you, Steven. Good to see you, Steve. When we go into lunch, Steve? I want to go to lunch with you. Thank you so much, Steve. Great to see you. I hope things are working out with Chris Anderson, a client of mine. Steve is an amazing business owner in the Orange County area. Go ahead, Steve, in the chat and let people know about your business. Please feel free to do so. I really applaud Steve. I've known Steve for over 10 years. He was actually a student of mine when I taught at the business school at Redlands. And, I loved his reason for going to school. His reason for going to school was just to show his kids that, hey, if I can do it, you can do it. And Steve's just been an amazing dude. He's been an amazing gentleman, business owner. He's a difference maker. He's a disruptor, and he knows how to do it. He really knows how to create businesses. He's fantastic. And so great to see you. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I love your poetic voice. Thank you. I really appreciate that. If only all the girls in high school felt the same way. Of course, I'm married with kids now. Now all of a sudden I'm getting, man, you got this smooth voice. You got this da-da-da-da. Where was all this when I was on the come up? Don't worry about it, Frank. That's okay. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. Don't worry about it, Frank. I love it. Yeah, so here's what I would say, Frank, to be honest with you. Like, the more you go deep on your audience and you use the language that your audience uses and you employ the right kind of, compelling titles, tags don't really matter anymore. Everything else can be found in YouTube Studio. I don't think you really, to be honest with you, and I'd love to hear from other people who are using these tools. Let me know in the comments. I think both of them are pretty much just, they're just kind of add-ons. They're just pleasant add-ons, but they don't really make a huge difference on my channel, or I don't think anybody's channel. As a matter of fact, I found a lot of inaccuracies, specifically with TubeBuddy. And so, I use vidIQ more than I use TubeBuddy. I think vidIQ is more accurate. I vouch for vidIQ more, but that's neither here nor there, because I both actually think that you don't need any of them. I think if you know your audience and you go deep into the language that they use to search, for example, if you're creating a video about spaghetti with clam sauce, whoo, my favorite. How about a little spaghetti with clam sauce? What am I, a scungili over here? I got Italian in me. I got so much stuff in me, but I think I got a strong Italian presence in me. Hey, can I get a little spaghetti with clam sauce over here? You don't title your video spaghetti with clam sauce over here. Maybe you do. I don't know. But maybe the keyword is spaghetti with clam sauce. But what would people be searching for? Put yourself in the viewer's head. What would people be searching for if they wanted to find your video? Think like a viewer, not like a creator. Think like the viewer. Think like somebody who would be searching for that, or somebody who would be interested in that video. What kind of language do they use? Maybe they would say, how do I make spaghetti with clam sauce? Or what's the best recipe, or what's the best way to make spaghetti with clam sauce? There's your title. Do you need TubeBuddy? No. Do you need vidIQ for that? No. I mean, it's just added amenities. That's all it is. Yeah, Jonathan, I'm with you. Hey, Kelly from My Vivid Life. How in the world are you? Come on in. Make sure you share this out, because y'all know sharing is caring. So good to see you. If you have any questions, leave them in the questionnaire form. We've already been live for over an hour now. If you have any questions, leave them in that questionnaire form, and I'd be happy to answer them. If I don't get to them today, I'll definitely get to them next week. Yeah, there you go, Lewis. Lewis says spaghetti and clam sauce recipe, but make it more compelling, like the ultimate recipe for spaghetti and clam sauce. Amazing new recipe for spaghetti with clam. You got to say it like this: spaghetti with clam sauce over here. What am I, a schmuck on wheels? I love it. Hey, good to see you, Jeff. Jeff is in the house. Jeff, if I have any legalities, I got to come to you. Jeff is just crushing it on YouTube. And he's, Jeff to me is really a fantastic example of how to use Clubhouse. Jeff always is so humble, and, he treats everybody the same, which is more than I can say for a lot of people on Clubhouse. He's very respectful, and he's very open-minded, and he's very kind, and he doesn't think he knows it all, even though he knows a lot. It's always great to see you, Jeff. Great to see you as always. Come on in. Make sure you hit that like button And make sure you share this out. I would really, really appreciate it. If you're just joining us, by the way, you're watching Office Hours with yours truly. I am your personal branding coach, content creator, YouTube expert, podcaster, business owner, author, speaker, you name it. And I'm here to answer all your questions. We do this weekly. This is a weekly live stream show that we do every single Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific. I'm sorry, scratch that. 9:30 a.m. Pacific time and 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you follow. Make sure you click on all the notifications because I don't want you to miss a thing. By the way, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we have the #1 personal branding podcast on Spotify and Apple. Nez Nation Live Personal Branding 101. All of these episodes end up on the podcast and then some. And then some. Our interviews, our special guests, they're all on the podcast, and we've got an entire catalog. I would love it. I would love it if you could go check out our podcast. If you if you listen to it on Apple, it would mean the world to me if you could write us a 5-star review. We've got over 108 5-star reviews. Like I said, we're the #1 personal branding podcast in our niche. So make sure you go check that out if you like podcasts. How many people like podcasts? Give me a hashtag yeah in the chat. How many people like podcasts? I'd love to hear from you. Linguine is a better choice of pasta. Well, you're the man, Frank. Linguine, squingili. I love it. Oh, man. I watch way too many mobster movies. I watch way too many mobster movies. Yeah, go subscribe to the podcast, Lewis, for the love of God. Go subscribe to the podcast. It would really, really mean the world to me. So many ways to skin this cat. So many ways to make money in the creator economy. So many ways to build value. So many ways to do it. It just absolutely blows my mind. And so I just want to say I really, really appreciate all of you guys. It absolutely means the world to me to see you guys here every single week. Make sure you consider subscribing because I'm giving you brain-busting content every single week, helping you, inspiring you to grow your impact and your income online. Notice how I say impact first. We need income. Look, money is important. Don't get me wrong. We all need money. But in order to get that, you have to build impact first. You have to create impact. You have to transform people. You got to help people. I don't care how good your product or service is. If it doesn't help, if it doesn't entertain, if it doesn't create some kind of change in your consumer, customer, client, audience, what have you, you got Nathan. You got nothing. That's how you build. That's how you build revenue. Impact first. And I'm here to teach you how to do it. I'm here to show you. I'm here to answer you all the questions. I'm living proof. I'm living proof. I've got my consulting agency. I've also got my online academy. I've got affiliate revenue. I've got sponsorship, brand deals, membership, subscription-based model, AdSense revenue, royalty income. I've got it all. And I'm not making millions, but I'm making a hell of a lot more if I didn't have the courage and I didn't have the understanding of putting myself out there first. Hey, thank you so much, Joe. That's really awesome. Joe with the $1.99 super chat. I appreciate you, brother. Super chat. I like Nimmons. I got to get one of those. I got to get somebody make me an audio file. Super chat. I need an audio file, or I need to get a Roadcaster or something. I need to up my game here on the live stream podcast. Thank you so much, Joe. I really, really appreciate that for this. Oh, it's a super sticker. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Kelly says, yeah, I did listen to podcasts more often, but from my car. Now that I'm remote working, not so much. It's really so interesting that you say that, Kelly, because I still listen to, whoops, I just kicked my camera. I still listen to podcasts in the car. I love the fact that you said that. But you know what I do lately is I also listen to podcasts early in the morning when I'm getting ready for my day. I'm checking my emails, checking my YouTube analytics, which I do probably the first thing I do every single morning. It's a sickness, I know. You don't even need to check your analytics every day. You really don't. Get my plan, my schedule, my client list, my appointments, my meetings. I like to listen to podcasts in the background, sort of like, Joe Rogan or any of the podcasts that I like to listen to on Apple. But I also love to listen to podcasts. I think my favorite place to listen to podcasts is when I go for my hike, when I go for my walk. I do love listening to music too, but especially when I do my high intensive workouts, I do love listening to podcasts and learning while I'm working out. And so I would really love it if all of you listening right now would go subscribe to our podcast. Whether you listen to it on Spotify or you listen to it on Apple or Google Podcasts, we're pretty much everywhere. Go check out Nez Nation Live Personal Branding 101. It is the number one podcasting in that niche, the number one podcast in that niche. Go check it out. Go subscribe, because all of these live streams, some of you guys are coming in late. Some of you guys missed a lot of amazing questions. You can just listen to the replay. Go check out the replay. They all get published pretty much right after. Thank you so much, Frank. I appreciate that. Hollywood is calling. Imad says, I love podcasts. The first time I came across it was through your podcast. Oh, thank you so much, Imad. That means the world to me. Yeah, Steven. Steven says, let me know what day for lunch at Daria, the Persian restaurant. Yeah, we got to do that, man. We have to do that. Your treat, by the way. I'm just kidding. Super chat is engraved in my head. Yeah. Super chat. I can do that. I could do that every time. I don't mind doing that. Yeah, fantastic, Jonathan. The first time I listened to your podcast was while jogging in the park. It sounded better than any music. Oh my God. You're going to make me cry, Imad. Holy macadamia nut. That might be the greatest compliment I've ever had in my life. Imad, you're making me weak in the knees, brother. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Are you saying that I've hit my calling? I've nailed my calling? Is that what you're saying? Frank says, Goodfellas. That's right. As long as I could remember, I always wanted to be a gangster. I love Ray Liotta in that movie. I mean, every performance in that movie is phenomenal. But my two favorite performances are Ray Liotta and Joe Pesci, I think, for sure. Okay, guys, I really, really just want to say how much I appreciate you guys, how much I love you guys. You guys make my absolute day every single time you show up, every single time you're here. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you more than anything. By the way, don't forget, not only do I want you to go subscribe to the podcast, but I also want you to become a Nez Nation Insider. So I'll leave a link in the description and in the show notes, professornez.com/insider. Make sure you go check that out. Make sure you become an insider, because that's where you're going to get the best information, the best notifications, everything about everything you need to earn money with your expertise, earn money with your brand, grow your business, grow your career. This is the greatest time to be alive, and I'm so blessed to be a part of this with you. So go become a Nez Nation Insider, but also leave your questions still. If you're watching this on the replay, or maybe you just joined us, leave your question in the questionnaire form. By the way, podcast listeners, this is in the show notes as well. Leave your question. It's a 2-3 question form. You just fill it out, and then I will answer your question on next week's show. First come, first serve. So you still have an opportunity to get your questions answered, even next week. So fill out that form down below. I love you guys more than anything. Nez Nation, we got so much exciting stuff coming, and don't forget, I'm going to be giving away cash very, very soon. So when I say very, very soon, hint, hint, it might be sooner than you think. Make sure that you come on back and hang out with us live. Love you guys. I am Professor Nez. On behalf on the entire Nez Nation family, I bid you a fond adieu, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Thank you, guys. Love you.